What's going on, people? Welcome to another Toronto Hoop Talk live stream. My name is Alam, and today we got Raptors Pelicans. We have a tank battle extraordinaire. We have a matchup between two teams that are really at the bottom of the standings. God damn, my charger fell out and completely messed my laptop up. But yeah, we got a battle of two teams that I think both kind of are going to prioritize top prospects over actually being good. So this is what I would call an epic tank war, an epic tank battle. We're gonna see who comes out on top, and by coming out on top, I really mean catching this L and getting further in the lottery. Battle for around the 6th or 7th pick. We'll see, brother. We'll see. We'll see. But big up to everybody in here. 7 people watching live. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Jumbo, good to see you, bro. Jimmy Butler got suspended for the 3rd time. That's a suspension hat trick. I don't know if anybody's ever got a suspension hat trick before, but there's first for everything, and Jimmy Butler is showing us this. Do you have any thoughts, opinions? I think it's comedy, but like truthfully, I actually think Miami, like, I understand the principle of why they would want to do this stuff, but how does this help them in trade negotiations? Like, how does this help them have leverage against teams that are going to just be like, hey, your situation with Jimmy is a complete mess. Why should we give you a great offer and a great deal? And why should we really come up off of our main assets to free you from this horrible situation that you're in? If I see the people I'm dealing with are in a horrible place, if I see a person on another team that's in a horrible place, I'm hoping I can get a great deal because they're looking to free themselves from the shitty situation that they're in. But that's just my way of looking at things. So I don't really know. Like, can't say for sure that this is a bad decision because I don't know that necessarily. But I don't know, man. Like, what is the end game of suspending him like this? You're not putting him, like, you're not actually changing his behavior. Like, he's not taking these suspensions and being like, oh, I should reflect on things and maybe act differently. So I don't know. Like, I'm just curious what Miami fans think because I just don't see the end game. That's why even though these things are a little pig accumulation from the Suns are nothing, it's better to trade in the summer. Oh, I thought he can opt into his deal. Right? That's the thing. Like, he has one more year. Why did I think he was a free agent? Yeah, maybe they can figure something out in the summer. But in this early battle of tanks, the Pelicans are winning the tank down 5 points, 20-25. What lineup is this? Orlando Robinson is seeing the court again, man. Let's go. Former Miami Heat legend, Orlando Robinson. We got Scotty on the court with Boucher. Brown and Davion is our backcourt. That's interesting. That's a hell of a backcourt. Is that who's number 24? Well, he is having a negative impact to the team, and it doesn't change anything really with what we'll possibly get since he's expiring. So what would you say is a good return? Like, what would you accept as a return for Jimmy Butler? Like, is a first round pick enough? But yeah, also for this game, I think we're going to introduce a new segment to these streams. Fanspo and chill. But at this point, at least a first round. Okay. Because I don't know, man. If I was one of these teams, like, who's in the running? It's Golden State, Phoenix, Milwaukee. Who else is in the running? We won't get anywhere near 2-3 first rounders. Yeah, I agree. Second rounders are criminal activities. Yeah, if you guys get second round picks for Jimmy Butler, that's tough. That's really, really, really tough. Every time I see that Willie Green is the Pelicans coach, it's like it's like remembering, or like it's like realizing it the first time. I remember him being in 2K. Could do nothing but shoot corner threes, but shot corner threes relatively effectively. It's like swapping Garnacho for a crippled Nkunku. Yeah, that would be a nasty swap deal, man. That would be a nasty swap deal. Yo, Zion has a goatee? I don't know if anybody here has ever watched the show Community, but Community had a bit where every character had an evil twin, which was just the same actor but with a fake goatee. And then they'd have them doing some random things in the background of the show. Zion with a goatee to me looks like evil Zion. Eddie went off earlier, 20 in the first quarter. Damn, 21 and 13 in the first quarter. That's ridiculous. Yeah, the Hornets front court, you guys gotta, I don't know. You guys gotta do something. They should have to run laps at halftime. Yes, that would completely exhaust them for the second half, but they've lost already, so you can just give it up. Bruce Brown scores to give us a 4-point lead. Raptors on a 3-game winning streak. If they win this and end up with a 4-game winning streak, that would be wild. In the middle of a tank to completely just ruin it like that. But yeah, Davion Mitchell, man, not making things easy. Zion Williams fouling him. Who do we have? Who's guarding Scotty? Who's number 4? Davion pulls up for 3, front rim, misses. How do you feel about Banton? Oh, Delano Banton. So I think Delano Banton was a victim of the fact that Nick Nurse had no ability to develop young talent. Like, his upside as a player was what I felt like I saw as a rookie is that he just has a unique physical ability in terms of how tall and how long his arms are. I thought he moved well for a person that's just that tall and lanky. But in terms of his game, I felt like he had such a limited game. The only thing he was good at was seeing the court. I thought he had great court vision, but I think so. Like, I saw him as a person with 3 things: tall, actually no, 4. Tall, lanky, moved well, good court vision. So there was at least the basics of something. And if he just we had some good talent development, I think he could have developed into a backup point guard. Malachi Flynn, I think that dude was hopeless. And the reason I say he's hopeless is because there's no physical traits, right? He's short, not particularly athletic, doesn't have long arms. Like, there's nothing physically outstanding about him. And the thing about being that kind of a player in the NBA, if you're going to be a short point guard in this day and age, you have to shoot the shit out of the ball. And he didn't. So Malachi Flynn's like prospects as a player were always really simple. If he can end up shooting the shit out of the ball, he has a chance. If not, he has no chance. And I mean, he shot the shit out of the ball once when he scored 50 points. But aside from that, he doesn't really have it like that. So Flynn was just a bad draft pick. Banton, but here's the thing: Flynn was also a first-round pick. That was a part of the problem. Banton, you're talking what, the 46th pick, right? He was drafted where he was supposed to be drafted, a complete project. And like I said, I feel like he could have developed into a backup if we had good development, but we didn't. Isaiah Thomas playing in the G League again. Again, bro, think about when he was good. Isaiah Thomas was good when he was shooting the absolute shit out of the basketball. And once that stopped, yeah, it was done. Zion missing free throws, man. Oh yeah, RJ's playing against Zion. That's a Duke link up. Damn, Davion, mid-range, crossover, step back, Jimmy, and he gets it to fall. What would you say why Lowry prospered despite not being that tall? So here's the thing about Lowry, right? People are gonna say that he wasn't a great shooter, and I can understand why a person would say that. But you have to let me see if I can find this diagram. Sorry, forgive me. If I can give me a second to see if I can find this. Fuck. Okay. This is proving to be harder than I thought. I'm gonna try it out on my phone. Where is it? Where is it? Lowry. Chart. I'm gonna give it a couple more scrolls. Okay, but yeah, so there was a chart once that showed the league leaders in shooting from the different areas along the 3-point arc, and Curry was the leader in the basketball on both the wings, and then Curry had the corners. And then that year, at the top of the arc at the 3-point line, Kyle Lowry was the league leader in threes. I say that to say Kyle Lowry could shoot the shit out of the ball. The issue is that Kyle Lowry was always in a bigger role than he actually should have been in as a Raptor. Like he was our number two option, and then at times our number one option. Bro, he's not he's not that player. He should have never had to be the kind of player that carries a team. He was always supposed to be a third option. But because he was in this elevated role, he basically had to jack up a really high volume of threes, not take only just the threes that he loves and thinks are great looks, but he has to just shoot threes. Because again, somebody has to take the shots. So his stats never particularly looked good, but bro, he could shoot the shit out of the ball. But aside from that, good combination of shooting, ability to run the offense and set players up, and defensively, he was strong as hell. He just cared so much. Like the effort levels defensively were all the way up. Smart player defensively as well. Knew how to time assists. Like basically, he had everything but height and scoring in basketball. But if you want to look at other things like somebody who made the most out of what he could do as a rebounder, he did it. Made the most of what he could do as a defender, given his size, he did it. Made the most out of leadership, playmaking, creating, all that stuff, right? Just wasn't a particularly gifted scorer and didn't have any height. So, and that's why realistically, on our championship team, the reason why we were actually a good team that year is because he was legitimately the third option, which is what he should have been his entire career. But unfortunately, he had to be a number two option. And he did a passable enough job at it to be a 50-win team in the East, but like the East used to be trash, just to be completely honest. Like we didn't win 50 wins because we as a team that could have won 50 wins in the West. Now we won 50 wins because the East used to have a bunch of shitty teams. So yeah, man, like I always feel like Kyle Lowry always got a bad rap because he just was in a role that was bigger than his capability. So it's like, oh, this guy's a really shit second option. It's like, but he would be an amazing third option, like quite possibly a perfect third option. But because he's not a second option, he's gonna fail in the playoffs when defenses can focus on him. So I always felt bad for Lowry, and right now, is there an out and out number one option for the Raptors? No. So Scotty Barnes is trying to grow into being that kind of a player. And I think Scotty Barnes he's definitely going to be capable of being an NBA first option, meaning he can functionally do the role. But that's not the point. It's like the highest level of achievement is, can you be the number one on a championship level team? If not, can you be the number one on a team that can win a playoff series? If not, can you be the number one on a team that can just get to the playoffs, right? So then that's going to be the question is that how high up the list can Scotty Barnes get to? In my opinion, I think he'll grow into being a player that can be a number one option on a team that can win a playoff series. I think that's his cap. But yeah, so that's why, I mean, truthfully, I think he could be a number two option on a championship team. But if he's your number one option, I think winning a playoff series is the most you can realistically expect. Yeah, man. TFC legend. TFC legend. Shout out Javinko though, man. That's the TFC GOAT. Offensive foul here. But yeah, so general, a big part of the reason that tanking is like a focus for people is that like we actually we still need to get that championship level number one. And people are so excited about Cooper Flag because of the idea that he could be that kind of a player, which I don't know if I think he's that kind of player. He might be, but like that's the thing is like that's why we're tanking because we need that player, and it's really hard to get that player when you're not a destination, when you're not a Los Angeles Lakers or nowadays maybe a Golden State Warriors, what the Miami Heat used to be. Yeah, like if you're not one of those organizations, but it's really hard to get a championship caliber number one. Yeah, I wish I could find the chart that I'm looking for. It was just interesting to see. You see Curry dominating the 3-point shooting from all these areas, and then randomly Kyle Lowry. Even right now, the OKC, even though they're a small market, they have lots of talent. Yeah, so OKC, they played their cards perfectly as a small market team, which was get a high volume of picks and you keep shooting until you get a superstar. Oddly enough, they ended up trading for the superstar with Shea. But had they, even if that the trade didn't pan out, they have enough draft picks to just keep trying, right? And if Shea didn't work out, they would have had at least a chance with Chet. And then if Chet didn't work out, they had enough pieces to just keep trying. And then let's say it never works out, but you could fall into a situation where you have enough pieces on your team to trade for whoever that player is. So, when I look at the Raptors championship team, what I think the starting point for that championship team was a team that was 10 players deep, right? We had there was a point in time where the Raptors had 10 to 11 really, really good players. And unfortunately, the best ones were Lowry and DeRozan. So that was never going to get you to a championship team. But what you can do at that point is you can start basically like concentrating the assets, right? So it's like you have all those players. What you can do though is you can take Jakob Poeltl, DeMar DeRozan, add a first-round pick, bang, that becomes Kawhi Leonard, right? You can take Terrence Ross in a first-round pick, bang, that turns into Serge Ibaka. Valanciunas, CJ Miles, and a second-round pick, you can morph that into a Marc Gasol. And when you have 10, 11, 12 good players, you can keep doing that and fall into an 8-man championship rotation. But if you don't actually have a good stacked deep team, then you can't do that, because once you start making those kind of trades, you'll end up with a team like the Lakers who have basically like 3 to 4 championship caliber rotation pieces, right? At any given time, and then 4 just shit guys. 4 shit completely just like players that do not need to be playing at that level. Jamal Shed hits a 3. Did you always prefer Lowry or Dragic? Bro, they're very different players. I prefer Lowry for sure. But Dragic, there were things that Dragic was better at Lowry than. But no, definitely Lowry. Because also, like, whatever you think about the players, we saw Lowry do things that Dragic never could in terms of getting far. Boucher hits another 3, and we are losing the hell out of this tank battle. Yo, hold on, Jumbo. You actually don't know where Terrence Ross is? We traded him to the Magic, but he's out of the league now. He's a Twitch streamer. He's really like, he's legitimately one of the biggest like ex-athletes in the Twitch streaming world. He played out his contract with the Magic, and then he's just not in the league anymore. Oh man, T. Ross used to be I used to really like him as a young player. He was an athletic freak who could shoot the 3. Like that's ideal as hell for most fans. But yeah, man, Terrence Ross. When he scored 51, I was so moved. When he scored 51 in my head, I was like, this guy's going to be better than DeRozan. Like DeRozan could never score 51 at this age. DeRozan could never shoot the three like he did. So I was young and I was delusional, and I'm like, Terrence Ross, that's him. And then he was winning dunk contests, and DeRozan was in dunk contests, but he wasn't winning. So yeah, I thought T. Ross was going to be him. I was wrong. LaMelo Ball out for the rest of the game because of an ankle injury. Damn. Are they getting blown out? Because you said AD had a crazy first quarter. Big up. Why are we trying to win games? You see what I did with the thumbnail? I tried to manifest the tank energy. I recognized how big of a tank battle this is. This is what is it? Like, you know how in the Premier League you have like a relegation 6-pointer, or just generally 6-pointers, like 6-pointers generally. This is what this is, bro. This is a lottery 6-pointer, and we're not executing right now. Nets and Hornets are in full tank mode. Thoughts on Orlando so far? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not like I've watched a ton of Orlando basketball. I've watched a little bit here and there. I watched their game against the Kings a couple weeks ago. I watched them against the Raptors once, and I think there may have been a third game that I watched. The thing is, I think they need to make a trade. Like, I think they have enough of a rotation where they need to start making the top end of the rotation better. Who are their point guards? Because I feel like they have a little bit too much going on at point guard, but not enough different skill sets, which I might be wrong about. But let me see. They got Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs. Who's playing at point guard right now? Oh, Anthony Black. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I think if they don't make a move to get like a top end talent, this is the kind of team that caps out at like a 4 seed in the East, maybe win a playoff series, and that's that, right? But they need to start putting together their assets, trading two young players in a pick to really upgrade. Like, I was talking about it earlier about the Raptors championship team, right? But like the kind of moves where you turn Terrence Ross in a first round pick into Serge Ibaka, you turn Valanciunas, CJ Miles in a second round pick into Gasol, you turn Pirtle DeMar in a first into Kawhi. These are the kind of moves they need to start making. Like, they're at that point where if you just ride this out, it'll be like the Raptors riding out Lowry and DeRozan teams. Like, you're gonna hit a cap, and some teams, I guess some young teams, they need to see themselves hit a cap before they make a big move. But your ability to acquire talent in the trade market is about like opportunities lining up. You can't just magically dictate players being available on the trade market. When they're available, I kind of think you have to strike. So that's what I think about Orlando. Damn, this guy's repping hard for Florida. Usually if Suggs is healthy, he's their click in the like he makes the offense click. I also heard Barnes got player of the week for the East, and it's his first. Kind of dope. Bro, it really looks like he's coming into his own as a first option, right? Because I felt like he was towards the end of Pascal's time in Toronto. I thought Scottie was really excelling as a number 2. And I always figured that like whenever we move Pascal, it's going to be a pretty big adjustment period for Scottie adjusting to being the number 1. Like I think Pascal had to adjust to being the number 1 post Lowry. Like I think it was different for him. So when Kawhi left, obviously he shouldered a pretty big load, but I think it was different when Lowry left. Like after Lowry left, I think Pascal adjusted quite a bit to being a number 1. I think Scottie is kind of similarly took about a year, but he's kind of falling into, I guess, just like properly fulfilling the role, like getting his, setting other guys up. He just set Grady up for a 3. We're up 14. man, it's really nice to see. And again, he's still really young, still has a lot of development ahead of him. Just like Cavs before Spider was Sexton and Garland, and they capped out 100%, bro. It's a good comparison. It's a good comparison. And like that's the thing, the Cavs, if they passed on Spider to be like, oh, we're gonna ride this out a little bit more, see how far we can get. You never know when the next opportunity to get a Spider-like player is gonna be, so you kind of have to strike while you can. And to the Cavs' credit, they did that. So it's 35-49. Maybe you could say that about the Kings, Halifax. Oh, bro, another great comparison. It's the same shit with the Kings. Like, you guys can write like Fox and Sabonis. The fact that they tried to level that up by adding DeRozan is so stupid, man. Because you can't. Though that kind of a team, the way they were trying to approach building it, to me, it reminds me of the Atlanta Hawks when they had Teague and Corver and Millsap and Horford. And it reminds me of the Denver Nuggets when they had Ty Lawson and Iguodala, like those kind of teams where it's like, yo, these superstar-less teams that are like, they have like 3 second options and 2 third options and a bench full of sixth mans. But these teams kill in the regular season, they never kill in the playoffs, right? It feels like the decision to add to De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis with DeMar is like building in that direction where I don't even understand, again, what is the end goal? What is the point here? Like, how do you think this is going to translate to contending in the playoffs? What they should have realized is we have to take one of Fox or Sabonis and basically, again, do the DeMar for Kawhi thing. We need to take one of those players, add more pieces, and flip one of those players for a better, actual, true number one. That's how you upgrade that roster. They went about it ass backwards. Keegan Murray, but he isn't panning well. But again, bro, Keegan Murray, that's just like adding another like best case scenario, probably like a number 3 option. Like, when you realize you don't have a championship number 1, you just got to push all the chips in the middle of the table to get that player. And I understand that that's very difficult because there's not that many of them in basketball, but it's just the reality of the sport. Like, I've long kind of had this rant where if you think about the eras of basketball, right? Like, let's go Curry and LeBron, like the Cavs Warriors times, then let's backtrack from there, right? Curry and like the Cavs Warriors times, you got to have basically Curry or LeBron. And then before that, with LeBron in Miami, you basically have to have LeBron. And then before that, you have to be Kobe and the Celtics. Sorry, Kobe and the Lakers. You have to be the Celtics super team. You have to be the Spurs, just juggernaut. Before that, you'd have to be like in the 90s, you'd basically have to be the Jordan Bulls. And if not, Hakeem's Rockets, right? Before that, you look at the 80s, it's dominated by the Bad Boys, Bird and the Celtics, Magic, and the Lakers. Like, basketball has always been a superstar sport. And my theory for why that's the case is because so for example, in football, so both footballs, there's 22 people on the playing surface at any given time. So any one player is always 1/22nd of the whole game. So 1/22nd is like what? A little bit more, like 5%. No, like probably 4.5%, right? So every player, it makes up 4.5% of the game. But basketball is 5-on-5. There's 10 players. So every single player makes up 1/10 of the game. They make up 10% of the game. So basically, the fact that one player, any given player, has a greater impact on the game because of how much they make up of the game. If you have a player that's head and shoulders above everybody else, the impact of that when that player is 10% of the game is greater than in the other sports when that player is 4.5% of the game, right? So that's my theory for why basketball is a superstars game. And because that's the game you're in, the goal of your franchise at any given point has to be, how do we get a superstar? So as a Raptors fan, right, in my head, because I don't look at Scotty Barnes as that kind of player, the whole vision for the Raptors, in my opinion, has to be what the hell can we do to get Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? Like, through all channels. Can we talk to his cousins or something, or some of his family here, to try to get some back channels to tap him up, as they would say in the European soccer world, European football world? My apologies, people. Like, I'm not saying we should tamper by breaking any rules. I'm thinking we should find ways to tamper that, don't violate the rules as they're written. Like, you have to do what you can to get superstars in basketball. The Raptors made such a crazy gamble for just 1 year of Kawhi Leonard. Like, that's the nature of basketball. So I don't believe in the Kings strategy of, oh, we have Sabonis and Fox, let's add DeMar DeRozan. No, if you have Sabonis and Fox, you got to turn one of them into the superstar. I like Fox and Sabonis without DeRozan. Fox and Sabonis, but you like them for what? Like, how much do you like them? To be honest, right now with Man United, I think we are ready to move on for a real score to try to the next level. So many holes in the squad, but a goal scorer is necessary. It makes sense. But the problem with that is strikers at the time are awful. There's no true out and out goal scorers. Yeah, it seems like a time thing. That's gonna require some voodoo magic in half the franchise. This is true, bro. Like, but this is I really like the way you put it, because I'm talking about things like tampering and finding loopholes and stuff. But like, really, what I'm talking about is like, you need some extraordinary shit to happen. Voodoo magic, I would 100%. We need to do that as well. If we have to get a doll that looks like SGA, put a Raptors jersey on the doll, and then put some, do something to make that happen and really manifest that, we have to do it. I'm dead serious. That's, SGA is probably the superstar we would have the best chance of actually wanting to play here. So we have to do what we can do to make that happen. And if the franchise has anything else on their mind, I firmly disagree. So I find these comments you put here, General, pretty interesting, because I've long talked about how the trouble with him playing basketball is that there's plenty of normal things to say that just sound insane, given like the fact that like this is the name, right? Like, there's plenty of normal things. These things you talked about are completely normal. But unfortunately, the sport of basketball involves saying so many different things that just sound wild when you talk about him. There's so many. I could run them all off. I'm actually probably going to save that for another time. But I've sat down with my coworkers and flushed out all the different valid basketball things to say that sound absolutely wild with him. Anyways, the Raptors are up 17. The Pelicans are having a horrible game. And from a tanking standpoint, the Pelicans are winning. But yeah, man, this is the first time I've seen Zion play in a long time, and he does not look like himself at all. From the standpoint of his goatee to even just his game. Poor guy. Poor guy's been going through it. Actually, no, I can't say poor guy, because it's not like he suffered some injustice. I can just tell he's, gone through a turbulent time. I need Trey Murphy 8 more points and Scotty 3 more. You're getting that Scotty 3 for sure. Trey Murphy 8 more points. We'll have to see about that, brother. We'll have to see about that, because this game might have garbage time by the looks of it. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to everybody in here. 9 people watching live. When I start the watch-alongs a little bit late, we're not going to have the halftime break, so that's dope. And what we're going to do, unless he's already in foul trouble, I think he's fine. What we're going to do is fanspo and chill. So we're going to go through all the trade, just random trade ones, random trade proposals involving the Raptors that people put out there, and talk them through. So filter trades, all teams. Oh, where the hell is Toronto? Okay. Oh my God. Let's open up this trade. Let me get this. Oh yeah. What do you think of Sean McDermott? Oh, hold on. Okay, we'll do this really, really quickly because we're gonna get back to the basketball. Um, I don't think he's enough of a defensive genius to justify what he's costing the Bills in terms of having their offensive coordinator situation so like up in the air. So like they lost Dayball. They had a hard time replacing him, which wasted time. And then when they finally replaced him with Joe Brady, this is going to be Joe Brady's last year. Now they're going to have to replace him, and they might struggle to do that. And again, that can be justified if your defensive coach is both a defensive genius who's going to make it so that the defense is right, and your offense is going to be able to play with the luxury of having a great defense, or your coach has to be such a great leader and CEO head coach that, again, it justifies it. But when you're talking about a coach whose defenses as of late, ever since they paid Josh Allen, McDermott's defenses have been average at best, I feel, maybe a little bit above average. And then if you talk about like the CEO coach things, like at the end of the day, bro, they keep losing to the Chiefs. So like, what is the justification? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. And I'm sure he's a good coach, but like you're going up against Andy Reid. You need a great coach, and I don't think he's that. So those are my thoughts on McDermott. But we can get back to the basketball. This is a proposed trade. I think it's Cam Johnson to the Nuggets. So this trade has the Nuggets getting Bruce Brown and Cam Johnson while parting with Zeke Naji. Wait, we give up draft picks in this trade? Why the hell would we give up draft picks to get Michael Porter Jr. as the organization who had Jonte Porter Jr.? You think we want to welcome that family back to our country team? What is this? These are just random fan generated trades that people post on this website. So Fanspo is like a trade machine website where you can make your own trades, but there's also like a social media aspect to it where people will post the trades that they come up with. And obviously the trades have to make sense from make sense from a salary cap standpoint. And then if you look at the little analysis they have here, right, there's a statistical analysis on the impact of this trade. So this trade apparently gets the Raptors two more wins. It costs the Nets 2 wins. And for some reason, somehow it leaves the Nuggets with no wins, right? So like if you have an outrageously one-sided trade, it'll show you. But yeah, so the problem with this trade is like, again, the Raptors are parting with Bruce Brown, Chris Boucher, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick for Michael Porter Jr. Who on earth? But why get a win-now player? This is a ridiculous trade. Does this show the name of the person that came up with this? Posted by Jags and Pels. Yo, this guy's a Jaguars fan and a Jaguars fan and a Pelicans fan. That's how you know he doesn't see things right, because those are two horrible franchises. This trade has 4.5K views. Are there comments? Wait. Oh, he has a justification why the Nuggets do this. They offload MPJ and create a more well-balanced and better defensive supporting cast around Jokic and Murray. Why the Raptors do this? They add a solid fit with size alongside Scotty Barnes. This is it. This is what this guy thinks this trade does for the Nuggets. Oh, sorry, for the Raptors. What are the comments? This is ultimately a good trade, although Toronto is rebuilding. I do not believe they're looking. Thank you. This guy had a little bit of sense. Oh my God, these people take out the Toronto second. These people think this. I'm a fan. This is a very good trade. Pretty good. Very good trade. These people. Oh, hold on, guys. This is from 3 months ago. Oh, 100%. 100%. That Canadian. You're completely right. And that doesn't move the needle for the Nuggets. 100%. But this is from 3 months ago. So maybe that's a part of the reason why it looks so insane. But yeah, no, this is definitely whack as hell. Okay. Well, how does this trending? Oh, these are the trending ones. We can do trending, but I'd like to. Oh, this is from a week ago. Okay, 4-way trade. In this trade, the Lakers get Bruce Brown, Robert Williams, Jabari Walker, and a second-round pick. The Blazers get Marvin Bagless, Cam Reddish, and a first-round pick. The Raptors get Rui Hachimura, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Jackson Hayes, a second-round pick, and the Wizards get Gabe Vincent and a second-round pick. So hold on, what are we giving up? We're giving up Bruce Brown, and we're getting Hachimura, Hood-Schifino, Jackson Hayes, and a second-round pick. So basically, we're getting expirings, Rui, and a second-round pick. If we get that for Bruce Brown, that's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. The Wizards, in this case, they give up Marvin Bagless and they get Gabe Vincent and a second-round pick. They would probably do that. And it loses them 1 win, apparently. So that helps with the tank. The Blazers give up, what are they giving up? They're giving up Robert Williams, Jabari Walker, and a second-round pick to get Bagless, Reddish, and a first-round pick. Just send Rui back to the Wizards. And the Lakers are giving up, literally, they're giving up 5 players and 2 picks to get Bruce Brown. Okay, this is clearly a Lakers fan. This is clearly a Lakers fan trying to get the Lakers, Time Lord and Bruce Brown. This doesn't make sense. It's not bad. Blazers refuse to take Reddish. Solid. I actually like it. Good work. Man, these people do not give honest feedback. Okay, let's see another one. This trade is from a week ago. Yo, hold on. This has the Raptors getting Sabonis. What kind of shit is this? The Kings get RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Keldon Johnson, and a first-round pick. Whoa, this blockbuster is wild. Okay, the Spurs get DeMar DeRozan back in this, and the Raptors get Domantas Sabonis. What? So we flip Barrett and Poeltl for Domantas Sabonis? And then the Kings, they flipped DeMar and Sabonis for Barrett, Poeltl, Keldon Johnson, and a first. They get the Charlotte Hornets first? Yeah, this is definitely a Kings fan. Because why would the Spurs come up off of a first-round pick for DeMar DeRozan? Why would, like, the Spurs, a young team building for the future, this is a team that traded a first-round pick this year for a first-round pick in 2031. And they have one of the best young prospects in the history of the sport. Why would they flip a first-round pick for DeMar DeRozan? Yeah, this fan is whack as hell. If Fox requests a trade, why would we go DeMar and not Fox? Okay, and then from the Raptors standpoint, right? Here's actually, you know what? $40 million a year for Sabonis is tough. 40, like, as a team that's not trying to be good, $40 million a year for Sabonis would be tough. I think Sabonis and Scotty Barnes would be okay. But also, yeah, I don't know. This is tough, man. I don't know why people keep having us making win now moves. Also, here's the thing. Look at the analytics. The Raptors get 3 wins out of this. The Spurs apparently get 4 wins. And the Kings lose 7. Lose 7 wins in this trade. So this Kings fan that was trying to cook, I don't know if he succeeded. Also, this is from 2 months ago. Raptors take on dead contracts for pick upgrades. This is kind of semi-realistic. Let's see what this Raptors fan cooked up. Oh, this trade failed? Then why the hell did it get posted? Oh, Melton cannot be traded until December 15th. Okay, that's cool. So in this situation, the Warriors get a second-round pick from Toronto and Davion Mitchell. The Raptors get Melton, Kleber, Exum, and 2 first-round picks. Okay, I like the sound of that. And we also give up Boucher and a second-round pick. So basically, we lose Davion, Boucher, and 2 second-round picks to get 2 first-round picks and 2 expirings plus Maxi Kleber that when we have to take on that salary. I actually like this for us. So from the Warrior standpoint, though, but you know what it is? I like it for us. I don't think it makes sense for the other teams, though, because, like, is Chris Boucher worth a first round? Is Chris Boucher, even if you get a second round pick back, is he worth a first round pick? But you know what? If you get a second round pick back, maybe that justifies the first. Now, the bigger issue is I think the Warriors giving up a first round pick for Davion in a second makes no sense. Although maybe for them it's a salary dump. You know what, though? The salary dump, side of it makes a bit of sense. Because also, didn't DeAnthony Melton is he out for the year? Am I remembering correctly? Yeah, I think this is thing is you can clearly tell this is a Raptors fan because the trade is a little bit too friendly to Toronto. Um, okay, this is a Shams bomb for tomorrow morning. This is put together by it doesn't say what team he's a fan of, but in this situation, Genwell, your Miami Heat get Chris Middleton and Bruce Brown and lose 3 wins in the trade. The Bucks get Bradley Beal, Jonathan Mobo, and Pell Larson. The Suns get Jimmy Butler, and the Raptors get Bobby Portis, Connaughton, and Haywood Highsmith. Yo, is this a no draft pick trade? This guy cooked up something nasty. A no close this shit. Okay, General. Regardless of how nasty this trade is to you, I do think that we've stumbled into a good activity. I like talking shit about people's mock trades. We might have to do Fanspo and Chill exclusive streams. No basketball game involved. This is not happening in today's NBA. A 4-team deal with 9 players and no draft picks is crazy. Okay, this is from 4 days ago. No. Okay, from 4 days ago. The Atlanta Hawks get Cam Johnson and Jakob Pertl. Okay, that's a hell of a push for Atlanta. If Atlanta is getting, why don't we cook up trade? Why don't we try to cook up trades? We should definitely do that. You know what it is, Canadian, like or that Canadian. I don't feel like I don't know if I would be great at the other team's side of things. I feel like I could cook up ideas for the Raptors. I kind of don't love. I don't know. I don't think I'd be good at coming up with the other team side of things. We could do it as a community though. Like if everybody here in the chat and me, like we could work on things together for sure. But we can definitely work towards that. You know what? It is a good idea. It is a good idea, bro. So in this trade, the Hawks get Cam Johnson and Jakob Pertl. They must be giving up a lot. The Raptors get, oh, that's what they gave up. Larry Nance, Cody Zeller. So basically 2 salary filler. But we get a first round pick and 2 second round picks. And the Nets get Capella, Roddy, and a first round pick. So the Hawks give up two firsts, 3 seconds, Capella, Roddy, Zeller, Nance for Johnson and Pertl. I still feel like the Hawks will be I feel like the Hawks will be still light front court. So where does this leave the Hawks? What is their Hawks lineup? Is Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Cam Johnson, Jalen Johnson, and then Okongwu/Pertl. No way they make this trade to not start Pertl. What the hell? Pertl's definitely starting. And then the backups are Krejci, Garrison Matthews, Bogdanovich, Risa Hunter, and then Okongwu. Oh, yeah. Nah, so they get Pertl and Cam Johnson. Here's the thing. I actually think from the players' side of things, this makes sense. I just don't know if Atlanta would be willing to part with this type of draft capital for a move like this. Because 2 firsts and 3 seconds, that's an all-in push. And I actually don't know if Atlanta, they've never struck me as the organization that has the balls to make that kind of an all-in push. So I kind of like where it's going, but I actually don't have a lot of belief in it happening. But yeah, the game is back, so we can definitely go to that during any commercials because I actually like that. I really like that. But yeah, we can also work on some trades. So let me even fuck around with that to see how this website works. Trade machine. Let's start with the Raptors. View salary cap figures, adjust trade rules, display settings, try the trade, reset. Okay, what are the settings? Cap figures, player stats, trade deadline, include cap holds when under cap. Hell yeah. Recently signed, recently traded, hard cap restrictions. Yeah, there's NFL ones as well. We'll definitely do this for the NFL streams as well. Oh, shout out to Digger Ocean. I don't know if Digger Ocean is watching, but Digger Ocean, when I was talking about a website that I used to be on that's similar to this, he brought this up. And I'm moved, bro. I really like this website. And also the NFL one is so necessary because the salary cap context to trades is so complicated in the NFL. Okay. Close. So here's the thing, right? We're not trading quickly. We're not trading RJ. Bruce Brown definitely on the table. Jakob Poeltl potentially on the table. Olenek Boucher on the table. We're not trading Scotty. Davion on the table. We're not trading Grady. I don't think we're trading Ochai or Jacoby or Garrett Temple or Mobile or Shed or these guys. Okay, so we're talking basically Davion, Boucher, Olenek. We're talking 5 players. And the thing is, I don't think we would be putting together Jakob and Bruce Brown because that would be a serious trade. If we put those players together, you're talking 45 mil of salary roughly. So you're taking back quite a bit. Shout out to Digger Ocean, but no shout outs to Disco Flash because he's a Chiefs fan. So if he comes in, I'd welcome him with a 1-minute timeout. Don't kill me. Don't kill me, man. But yeah, bro, welcome to the dark side. Enjoy being an Eagles fan for 2 weeks. It might not be that fun, but at least we're on the same side. Okay. So if we're in the market of trading, let's say roughly 30 mil of salary away, how do we go about figuring out taking 30 million in salary back? I don't really mind the Eagles, especially because of Mailata. Oh yeah, true. You got Mailata on your side. Repping for all the Australians. If that Canadian's still around, who are some of the teams that are rumored to be interested in these players? Oh yeah, Dallas. Dallas is one of them. Where the hell are the Mavericks? Okay. So for Dallas, who is making that kind of salary? Oh shit, kind of nobody, because they're not trading Kyrie or Luka, obviously. So for them to get around, shit. So here's the thing. Here's why it's kind of weird for the trade with the Mavs. How did they get to around 20 million in salary? You have to have 2 of these players involved for the most part. You'd have a very hard time getting to 2 million salary because you're not including Lively. Okay, maybe Grimes and Powell. So, like, let's say, for argument's sake, hold on. Dallas is center heavy though. Oh, so then let's not say Poeltl. For them, let's say Bruce Brown. Do you think they would want Bruce Brown? See, this is why this shit is hard because I don't feel like I have my finger on the pulse of other teams that well. Like, you guys gotta understand, for In Motion Football, I feel like that's an NFL channel. This shit really is a Raptors channel, or a Canadian basketball channel. Like, my investment is not that deep in the rest of basketball. What a pass by Poeltl to RJ. Great finish too. I totally forgot that they got Nick Richards. Hold on. Do they have Nick Richards? Are you sure, brother? What team is he on? Nick Richards is on the Phoenix Suns. I'm really high on Derek Lively. I love him on the Raps, but it would cost a lot. Also, isn't he hurt right now? Derek Lively. Because here's the thing. If we were to ever get Lively back, that basically has to be a Poeltl trade. He's out at least a month with a stress fracture. So he's out another month. Yeah. So like, I mean, yeah, Dallas is not that center heavy as we may have thought initially. They could probably use a center, but like I said, like if they're gonna part with D Lively, that would have to be a Pirtle trade. I don't think it makes any sense for them to move off of him for any other reason. But like, let's see, like, so then here's the tricky part too, right? Let's say the base of your trade is Pirtle and Lively, right? Let's say that's the case. The salaries don't match because Jakob Pirtle is 19.5 and Lively is 5. So now they have to add some salary. They probably have to add, they have to add 10 million in salary. Now, there are ways of adding 10 million in salary. If you don't add a Najee Marshall, a Kleba, I mean, okay, you know what? Maybe we could take Kleba's bad contract, trade to the Raptors to trade two centers, for them to have two centers earning 20 million. Who's the other center that they have earning 20 million? Eh? Wait, who's the other center? Are we saying, oh, Gafford? But Gafford's making 13. Like, that's not, I don't think that's inherently, oh, yeah. I don't think that's inherent. Like, is 13 million on a 2-year deal? I think they could have him as a backup. Yeah, because I'm seeing here that Gafford is 13.3 on a 2-year deal. And the thing too is like Jakob Poeltl is basically going to be on a 1-year deal after this. So they're free agents at the same time. Jakob Poeltl and Gafford together, that's like 32 million. That's not outrageous to have at the center position. That's like less than a max contract. I don't think that's an impediment. But okay, so let's say and decide for next season. Like I think that's really solid center depth. Because the thing is, if they have the solid center depth of Poeltl and Gafford, that justifies parting with Lively. And like, if we have this, try the trade, failed. Why did it fail? This team will be over the cap. Sheesh. Okay, cap difference 3 mil. Team is hard capped. You are over the allowable incoming amount of 3.9. Okay, and then you are allowable. Oh, so the Raptors are okay. The Mavericks need to shed 3 more million. Aha. Okay. So how did the Mavericks shed 3 more million? Okay. Do you guys think Dwight Powell is bad salary? Because Dante Exum actually plays, right? But Powell plays too. Do they have but back to this game, Pels are coming back? Bro, we love to see it. We love to see it. I hope so. Okay. I guess this is the issue because if they have to keep adding good salary, like what's their worst salary? Markieff Morris, he doesn't play, right? Let's add Markieff Morris to this trade. So now they have to add a fourth player because I don't think this works. This is where this trade gets tricky. And McCollum has the Pelicans within 5. We need to add 2 more million. Okay, yeah. See, so that trade is a work in progress, but we'll figure it out. Nifty little idea though, bro. That was fun. Not Heat legend Markieff Morris. Also, isn't he probably like a Mavs OG at this point? Like, wouldn't they probably not want to, like, don't they have him to be a vet for the team? Is I guess what I'm saying. Raptors up 7. Oh, and 1 for DeJounte? No, they called the foul on the floor. But yeah. So yeah, if we add another Mavs player, that becomes a 4-for-1 trade. And now they have a very incomplete roster. And obviously, if the Raptors add anything, then the Mavs have to add more. So maybe one of the ways of dealing with this is, damn, this trade machine keeps calling me. Where's adjust trade? It's at the bottom. Okay. The way of dealing with this, guys, is probably, as opposed to trading Kleber's 11, you probably have to get to see, but they can't trade Clay, PJ, or Gafford, right? It doesn't make sense for them to part with those players. Okay, never mind. I'll accept that. The team is hard capped for the first apron. So, like, I get rid of Kleber's. Where's Kleber's salary? Where did it go? Oh, 11. You know what we'd have to do, bro? We'd probably have to take Quentin Grimes and like maybe throw in a second round pick or something. Actually, I lied. Maybe not. What about this? Does this work? Success. So this works from a cap standpoint. Jakob Pertl for Kleber, Lively, and Grimes. But I don't see Grimes has been playing well. This is the problem. They don't have enough bad salary. And then if they start to add too many good pieces, now we have to throw a draft pick. And then if you're a Dallas team, why are you trading? Why are you making a trade where you're netting draft picks and losing win now like pieces? So it seems like it's an awkward fit between the two teams. Bruce Brown hits a floater. DeJounte with a pull-up jumper. Maybe time for RJ trade. Okay, but here's the thing. I understand the RJ trade might have to happen, but like I'd also like to get a respectable piece from the RJ trade. Wait, RJ for what team? For Dallas? I don't know if I don't know. Ooh, see, but you know what it is? I think RJ is too much of a ball dominant player to fit in that situation. I think he likes the ball too much, bro. RJ shooting free throws. Yeah, and General, I don't think he has that game. Oddly enough, you may have it's a little bit different because at least Dallas has the superstar talent, but I think it kind of falls into the Kings trade for DeMar. It's like, why are you adding an on-ball player to be your number 3 option? Like, you need somebody who does more off the ball. And RJ, when the Knicks had him in an off-the-ball role, that's where like he kind of struggled. Eight-point game. Raptors kind of dealing with this Pelicans run a little bit now. You hate to see it, man. We need the Raptors tank to persevere. We need the Raptors tank to remain victorious over the Pelicans tank. By the way, guys, I'm rolling with this tank thumbnail thing for every matchup between the Raptors and the like bottom 6 teams. And I've realized that is the angle that I want to cover the rest of the season with. Because yeah, Randall and Brunson, bro. Randall and Brunson. RJ struggled playing off of them. Like, oddly enough, I look at RJ kind of the way I look at DeMar, in that like both need to be high on the, like they need a lot of usage on the ball, and they're not good enough to justify that on a high level team. So inevitably, I think DeMar and RJ are destined to be important players on like 5 and 6 seeds. Like I just think that's, and again, in DeMar, obviously that wasn't the case in Toronto. Like DeMar led us to 1 seeds and whatnot, right? But I guess like, okay, I guess I'll rephrase what I'm saying to like they're designated to be high volume players on non-contenders. Like that's just what I think of them. If you had a Rockets Raptors watch along, you need to do a tank Raps versus tank. That's wild. That's wild considering how Tank Dell's offseason went, bro. I just hope, one of the very few things I hope for in the world, man, I hope Tank Dell has an event, just a ordinary, regular summer. Like nothing crazy happens. That's what we're hoping for. Yo, you know what's funny? When I said that thing about I think DeMar and RJ are destined to be like high volume players on 7 seeds, I literally think three people stopped watching immediately, which is so funny, but like that's also life, you know, like you live in the paint, you're gonna get dunked on. But like had to rephrase that quickly because I'm like, yo, that sounds really wild, considering that this is a Toronto basketball community. So like dealing with two players people probably think pretty highly of. It's not ordinary for him. Nah, but bro, just like nothing wild. Because think about the 365 days he had. He had a 365 day period where he got an Achilles tear, a gunshot, and he tore his knee up. I just want his life to go just regular, normal, nothing crazy. Because that's a crazy year, man. And I actually think that he's a good player too. So it's it's tough. Okay, back to fansball. Close, trash. What are other teams that might be interested in making a deal with us? You know what? Let me go back to some rumors to get some inspiration. Have I seen this already? Oh yeah, this is the one I just saw. Oh, is this D'Lo finally becomes a Raptor? Oh, this is an old trade. Damn. What the hell kind of nonsense is this? A 3-team deal that sets the Raptors up to be contenders? This is wild. Why would we do this? What is this guy on? Hypothetical Jimmy Butler trade. Bro, it's a 5-team deal that brings us Ben Simmons. Let me get a load of this. Yo, General, are you still here? I took this off the screen. I want to unpack this, but I don't want to take my time with it because I know this is gonna piss you the hell off. We're gonna work through this one slowly. All right, bro. So Miami Heat in this situation, one of the first players they get in this 5-team deal is Julius Randle. Thoughts? He said, "Let me jump in." Fair enough. I got you. Pop off, bro. Pop off. Second player, Chris Boucher. Third player, Davion Mitchell. How are your thoughts on a Jimmy Butler trade netting you no draft picks, but netting you Julius Randle, Chris Boucher, and Davion Mitchell, bro? 2 Raptors and Julius Randle. Oh, Christine Sinclair's at the game, man. Shout out to her. With the Toronto Tempo gear, let's go. All right, General. What's going on?
So what are we looking at here?
We're looking at a hypothetical trade where you guys get Julius Randle, Chris Boucher, and Davion Mitchell. All right. In this very trade, I'm going to speed through it to see who you part with. You part with Jimmy Butler and Alec Burks.
I won't do it because Julius Randle and Bam pretty much played the same game, so that's just gonna mess up everything.
Oh, offensively, it would be shit. I mean,
Yeah, and
generally, it would be shit.
defensively, like it's still gonna be the same. Like we have Kelly Red there now. Like he's pretty much like in the paint every time. And
Oh yeah, you already have a player kind of in the paint area that you want to thrive. By the way, Trey Murphy just hit a 3.
oh, thanks God.
And Scotty
I'm not sure.
Barnes just made a basket. So you got you got 5 of the 11 points you needed already. But yeah, so in this trade, the Miami Heat get those 3 players. The Timberwolves get Bruce Brown, Zaire Williams, and Day'Ron Sharp. The Suns get Jimmy Butler. The Raptors get Ben Simmons, Alec Burks, and 2 second-round picks. My goodness. 2 expirings and 2
Yeah,
seconds.
that's a loose trade for you because you're not getting any first rounders.
And that's the thing. So we're coming up off of Bruce Brown, Chris Boucher, Davion Mitchell, and we're literally getting 2 second-rounders. So this sucks for us. Like, this is just a failure because we're getting 2 players that we were not going to resign. Ben Simmons and Alec Burks would both hit free agency at the end of the year. So just 2 second-round picks. And if you look at the second-round picks too, Denver's second-round picks. So you're looking at picks in the 50s.
What is that? Like 2026?
2025 and 2026.
Yeah, that's not. Even if it's like 2027, 2028, like still not good.
Yeah. 2-point game, 45 seconds to go. DeJounte Murray carrying the ball up the court. And who is that made a 3? Is that Trey Murphy again?
Oh, can't see.
I think he made another 3, bro.
No, I think it's
the
CJ.
Oh,
It's
never
CJ?
mind. Fuck. I missed who it was.
No, I'm just hoping it's Trey Murphy, but I just need it for one more point anyway.
Yo, is Trey Murphy number 25?
He might be, yeah, he might be.
Yeah, it's Trey Murphy. So he just hit a second 3, and the Pelicans are up 1. So the Raptors tank is finally in play. Let's go. But yeah, hold on. The Nets get Bradley Beal in this situation? Why? This is done
But
already.
why would they do that? Like,
No, why? No, forget them. He wouldn't do it. Like, he would not accept that as a person
yeah,
with
he
a no
was, yeah.
trade clause. Okay,
At
I
the
can't
same
do.
time, like it doesn't make sense for the Nets because they have they're pretty much locked in with Cam Thomas. Like,
Yeah. Oh, this is nasty, bro. Actually, you know what? You know what? I would love this trade.
isn't Pat Williams like he has a contract extension?
His contract is shit. So I think that's why this trade has
Yeah,
like
but
this is
what
basically.
wasn't he asking for like 30 million?
Yeah, he was asking for something outrageous, but it didn't end up happening. But I think his contract is bad nonetheless, and this is a salary dump. My question is I don't know why Chicago would want a salary dump as they begin a rebuild. I think, right? Like, they're rebuilding, right?
Yeah, like I would I'll understand the like Pat Williams and Bruce Brown trade, but I don't get them like dumping off a first rounder for him. Like,
A Portland first rounder.
oh yeah,
Bro, that's a premium draft pick. Like, this only makes sense if you're a team that's trying to add and get good. But like, as a team that's going to rebuild, this trade makes absolutely no sense. Like I said, it would be unreal for the Raptors to get this type of value out of Bruce Brown's contract. But my God, not realistic at all.
like just one thing about like the Bulls, like everyone thinks like they're in this like win now mode, but like what they don't know is like they need a rebuild. Like
Oh yeah.
even they add some pieces, like they're not gonna win.
No way, man. Is this a trade that brings PJ Tucker back to the Raptors for a third time? Okay, so in this situation, the Clippers trade 2 second-round picks and PJ Tucker for Kelly Olynyk. That seems like remotely reasonable. And then the Mavericks in this situation are trading Kleber, Omax Prosper, and a first-round pick for Chris Boucher and a second-round pick. That's a little steep. if we could get a first round pick out of Dallas, but at the same time, if we're trading them the Portland second round pick, then it's actually not that big of a swap. Because Portland's second round
But
pick to Dallas's first round pick is probably a difference of what, maybe 15 spots? Yeah, so it's a difference
I
in
mean,
15. Sorry, what was that?
yeah, I'm just questioning like if the Dallas were to like do this trade, like I guess like a second rounder is like enough with Chris Boucher, you know.
Yeah, because this trade here, it has them getting Portland's second rounder, right? So you're talking about a top 5 second round pick, and Dallas is trading a first round pick that's probably in the last 10 first round picks. So you're talking about a difference in about 15 spots. Um, and then, so I mean, maybe they would do it, and then also, but they're giving up Kleba. So a part of this is probably that Kleba's salary is negative, but then Omax Prosper is a legitimate prospect. So
Yeah, yeah, he is.
that's tough. Like I feel like, I don't know. The fact that they're giving up a trade up and Omax is probably unrealistic for both of those things to happen, but I think one or the other would make sense. And then from a Raptor standpoint, to give up Olynyk, Boucher in a second round pick and to end up with Omax Prosper, 2 seconds and a first would absolutely be great value. I think, yeah, Dallas is the situation here where you wonder why they would do it, but everybody else, um,
Yeah, like for Dallas, I think they don't need to trade their first rounder if they're gonna trade Max Prosper. I think
yeah,
maybe like a two second rounders. I think would be enough.
true, true. Um. Okay, this is another D'Lo trade that's already busted. Let's take a look at this. So in this trade, oh my god, this is a mess. Okay, so the Hawks get Jakob Pertl and a second round pick. The Lakers get Kelly Olynyk and Davion Mitchell. The Nuggets get Chris Boucher, and the Raptors get 5 salary fillers. I guess. Actually, shit, yo, never mind. There's a bunch of long-term contracts here. You know what? This actually kind
Yeah,
of makes sense because here's the thing: we take of 3 4 year deals and a 2 year deal, right? And the 2 year deal is Gabe Vincent, so it's a horrible deal. For all those bad contracts, I mean, Duran, like the smaller deals aren't bad contracts; they're just long term deals. We get 3 first round picks.
so who are you guys like giving up? Chris Boucher.
Boucher, Olynyk, Mitchell, Jakob Pertl, and a second round pick.
I mean, yeah, it's not all that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad because we're giving up Jakob Pertl, we're giving up some rotational pieces, and we're taking on bad contracts. So 3 first round picks for all of that, it kind of adds up. Like we're taking
And
on Jared.
maybe like somewhere down the line, if these guys that you take in like they have some value, then you can trade them for more picks, something
Yeah,
like
like
that.
we're looking at taking on Jared Vanderbilt's contract for 4 years. That's tough, right? Onyeka Okongwu, maybe he's somebody who develops. Gabe Vincent, that's just bad contract, bad money. Zeke Naji, maybe with a bigger role, he looks better. But yeah, Deron Holmes, same thing. So yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, that would indicate like pretty much, the Raps are tanking. They're not gonna win for like 2 3 years.
Yes, true, true. This is a long-term tank kind of a move. Um, this is definitely a long-term tank kind of a move. There's 10 minutes left in this game, and the Raptors have wrestled the lead back. They have a 4-point lead. So the Pelicans tank is winning. CJ McCollum, sidestep 3, misses. Scotty Barnes with the rebound. How many total points did you need from Murphy and Scotty? Because I can check on that right now.
Nah, I already got them. Like I only needed Trey Murphy for 10 points and Scotty 10 points. So
Oh, nice.
that's all good. Man.
Barnes gets to the free
Yeah,
throw line.
yeah. I just checked the Lakers game. AD had 42 points. So.
Oh, okay. Shit, man, he's balling. Damn, he had 42 and they only won by 5?
Yeah, it was. I think it would have been. I don't know who else scored for them.
Yo, this guy really has to carry against the Hornets without LaMelo.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing because like in the first quarter they were leading for like 20 points.
Yeah. Boucher in the corner, up 5, puts up a 3, misses. Pirtle gets the tip in, and we're up 7 already.
Oh yeah, I just
Man,
want to ask you something.
what's that?
I just want to ask you something. Like,
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, like why do you think like it didn't work out for Garrett Trent in Toronto?
Something happened with him. Like he just all of a sudden stopped playing well. Like he had a stretch where he scored 30 points and 5 threes in 5 games in a row. And like at the time, that's only something Curry and Dame had done in recent times. So things looked really like, oh, he could develop into a pretty good player. And the development literally just never happened, right? So when you stop getting better in sports, what happens is teams just learn you more and more and more, and their plans to deal with you get better and better and better. And if you're not getting better to counteract that, then yeah, your production is just gonna fall and fall and fall, and it just continued to fall. Like his game never got better. It continued to he continued to be less and less effective, and now he's on Milwaukee. I don't know exactly how he's faring, but it doesn't seem like he's doing that well there. I don't know what happened to him, to be honest.
Yeah, because like I remember he was averaging like 25 points. Then the next time I checked his stats, like he was averaging like 15 points. Like
Yeah,
it was a big drop off.
it was really disappointing, man, because we traded Norman Powell for him, and the idea is that Norman he was supposed to have a higher ceiling than Norman Powell, and it's clear as day that Norman Powell is a better player. So that's been one of Masai's shittier trades.
Yeah, I mean Norman Powell is like pretty much first or second option at the Clips now. Like
Yeah, and think about it, bro. We on our championship team, Norman Powell was our eighth best player.
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. We had like that's what I was talking about. Like when you can build a team that literally has 12 good players, then you can just start flipping two pieces for one, two pieces for one, two pieces for one, and really fall like get into like really have a championship level team. Like I think that's what a team like Memphis should be doing. A team like a OKC. Like once you build a team that's 12 deep, you just start amalgamating the assets and getting top level players. Um, but yeah, man, Jakob Pertl has 15 and 12. You put those numbers up before the trade deadline, Jakob. We need that.
Now I think for Jakob Pertl, like he shows already like he can score by himself. I mean not by himself, but he's a reliable scorer.
Yeah, within the structure of an offense, he can get good points.
I think he's like like your Zubac or your player, that sort of thing.
Yeah, true.
The only thing that's missing from him, like those kind of plays, is his 3 point shooting. I
Yep.
think.
Yeah, they're floor spacing away from being very valuable players, but even as is, they still have solid value.
Yeah, I'm just watching the Heat right now, and we're losing against the Magic by 11 points.
Oh, okay. Have you ever been to Miami?
No, bro, I'm from Australia.
No, I know, but because I know, like the thing is like Miami is one of the more like touristy places. So I know, like, if there's ever would ever be a NBA city that a person from outside of America would ever want to visit, that's probably
You know
one of
what
them.
it is? You know what it is?
Yeah.
Actually, like I'm a bit scared of going to the States.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I just feel like if I'm just like walking around, I'm just gonna get mugged off.
Oh, that's hilarious. You know what it is? Um, if you're in a place like Miami, as long as you're in like you're a tourist, right? You're from out of town, so you're probably gonna
Yeah,
be at a
yeah.
hotel. Like as long as you're in main areas, you're gonna be completely fine, right? It's if you go venture into areas where there's more locals and it's gonna be clear that you're not a local, then at that point, truthfully, you just never know what can happen. I'm not saying like these places are the worst places in the world and you're not gonna be okay. But yeah, you're taking a chance once you enter where locals are as a complete outsider, where everybody can tell you're not like you don't belong here. But as long as you're in main areas, the thing is like a place like Miami, man, there's so many places in Miami where like it's mostly tourists.
Have you been to Miami?
Yeah, I've been to Miami a couple times. Like from Toronto, Miami is like a what, like a 3 hour flight. So especially because of how much of a tourism place it is, like it's a reasonable place to go to. Like if you're gonna go to like if you want to go to like a beach, Miami is definitely one of the more popular places for people on the East Coast to go. Like if you're from like Toronto, New York, these kind of places, people love going down to Florida. Yeah. Willie Green is about to get a tech. He might get ejected. He doesn't stop talking.
Yeah, I'm just watching this guy. Like, I'm thinking like Duncan Robinson is like someone that we can like facilitate in a trade, but we can't afford because we don't have any three-point shooting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, yeah, if you part with him and you get no 3 point shooting back, now you're at a deficit. Damn, Willie Green got ejected. Poor, you can tell what happened here of like a team that's really struggling. They felt like they had a big comeback and then the team blew it, and now the coach is just pissed.
Yeah, just like what's his name, Darker, right? He
Yeah.
had a big meltdown.
Yeah, man, these coaches that are low key coaching for their career, right? Because if your team is this shit and you get fired, there's no guarantee you get another job.
I mean, they probably get another job
I mean, like a
like a
head coaching job.
assistant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll get to be assistants for sure, but like, yeah, there's no guarantee you get the head coaching, another head coaching job. So like, you got to try to put something out there that at least intrigues somebody going forward. But your time is running out the more and more you lose.
Oh yeah. Speaking of head coaches, that's now like assistants. Like,
Yeah.
I just found out the other day. Jeff Van Gundy is like the assistant for the Clips now.
For who?
The Clippers.
Oh, I heard something about that, but I had never seen it. I haven't watched any Clippers games yet. So the Clippers, you know what's fucked up? The Clippers play the Raptors at the exact same time the Pro Bowl is happening on Sunday. And I wanted to do the Pro Bowl stream just to talk shit, but like I have two things happening at the same time. So I'm trying to wonder whether it would be possible to do a double watch along on both the channels while I watch both games. The streaming to multiple channels part is fine. I know how to do that. But like literally, I'm thinking, how can I set up two screens to watch both things?
Is it actually like at the same time? Like not
Yes.
1 hour? Oh,
Nah, so the NFL thing is 3 to 6, and the Raptors game is 3:30 to 5:30.
ah.
Also, I don't know if you saw, but Pete Carroll at his introductory press conference, Marshawn Lynch was in the background, so that makes sense. I hope he involves Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, wasn't he like coaching somewhere?
Marshawn?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know that he's like obviously a huge Raiders guy, and now his ex coach is the head coach. So now, like, I'm sure there's a relationship there. And remember how we were talking about like with Chip Kelly getting a job from Ryan Day, who he hired in Philadelphia, and now getting a job probably from D'Amico Ryans, who he coached in Philadelphia. Like all this stuff is networking.
Yeah, for some reason, like I kind of feel bad for Antonio Pierce. Like he's like a Raider through and through, and then he just gets rooted out.
Yeah,
But
it probably would.
he's not good enough. Like
Yeah, it's just tough because like here's the thing. In a way, he was almost like he was picked as a coach too early in his development because he really had just only been coaching for 2 3 years, and it's just like unfortunately nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. Like you can't magically just develop overnight. Like you need to still put your hours into your craft. You need to get better and better. And unfortunately for him, there was no time for that, bro. He had to become a head coach overnight, and it just doesn't work like that. So hopefully he gets to coach for another 5 6 years, get a little bit better, and then maybe get a second crack at it. Because the way he was committed to bringing back like the Raiders culture as well as the team, it was pretty interesting, man. I would have loved to see that work.
What do you think he guards next?
Um, hmm. I think he probably does. I wouldn't be surprised if he does the Vrabel thing of like he's going to be like a consultant for somebody, and then is it gets a proper job next year. Because the problem with getting fired like this is like you don't get a you're not entering the job market at the best time. Like occasionally it'll happen like with Aberflus where a person gets fired and they get a proper job immediately back. Actually, not even with Aberflus because he got fired in the middle of the year. Yeah, you know what? Like I'm trying to think. All the coaches that are getting fired right now or had just got fired on Black Monday, they're probably not going to get like great coordinator jobs off the bat. You probably have to take a smaller job and then put your interest out in coordinator jobs a year in advance, and then you'll get hired in the next cycle. So like even Robert Sala, right, gets fired, goes takes a consultancy job in Green Bay, and then obviously he put the feelers out that I want to be a defensive coordinator, and then San Francisco snagged him up.
For
Pirtle
example, like uh,
Pirtle to Boucher in the corner who knocks down a three to give us a 12-point lead. Yeah, this one, I think we wrestled the momentum back. I think this game is over. And unfortunately, bro, our tank lost.
oh yeah, like for example, like if he guards down to the the collegiate level, do you think it's a good move or bad move for him?
I think it entirely depends what his ambition is. Is his ambition to be an NFL coach or a college coach? As Trey Murphy makes another bucket. Um, but yeah, I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, this game's over.
Oh, this game is definitely over. 12-point game, 5:50 to go. Shit, man. Raptors 4 game winning streak out of a tank. That's tough, man. We're definitely gonna get come on Malu watch now. What's up, Jared? Celtics in a 2-point game with 4 minutes to go.
Last time I saw them, they were like leading for 8 points, something like that.
Yeah, it's a good looking to be a close finish. Shit. So I mean, like, I guess these tank watches. I was hoping for that to become a thing, but I don't know if they're going to. Because if we get out of the tank positioning, then it's not the same.
I mean, what, like, you're around 10 games out of the 10 seed?
I mean, we're gonna get a few games away from the 1 seed, like that, or the 1 seed, right? The one spot in the lottery. But even being like 2, 3, 4 is respectable. What happening to the tanking, bro? It's done, man. 4 game winning streak. The tank is done, bro. We're fucking. I don't know what we're gonna do, but the thing is, our schedule. We play a lot of bad teams, bro. We might actually win too many games.
Are you following Kevin Love on Instagram?
No, but I've seen a lot of the posts because they make their way to Twitter.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy with his posting.
I actually didn't know he had this much of a sense of humor. I did not know. There's a it's like there's like a electric noise coming from your mic. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know if that was mine or yours, but yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
you
mine.
heard it too? Okay, it's
Yeah.
gone for now. We'll see what happens. Celtics gave Dylan Brooks 33 points tonight. They gave Dylan Brooks or did Dylan
Whoa!
Brooks give them 33 points? Hmm.
How did he even do that? I feel like all of theirs would have been like cut to the basket or something.
He has these random games though, man. I'll never forget where he had 36 against Team USA in the FIBA, man. I'll never forget that shit. Bronze medal match to make the US team medalless. But yeah, man. Charlotte Hornets. Cannot believe the Lakers needed that performance from AD against the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, Jared Brown. Like, are you happy with your Celtics right now? Like, they've been like winning, but I feel like they haven't been that impressive.
Thing is, I think everybody's under the assumption that they haven't really been taking things seriously and that they're going to take it seriously in the playoffs. But like, I kind of don't buy into that. Now, I think it might not matter because I think the East really only has like one main threat as of now. But like, if it was a more competitive East and they were this lackadaisical about going into the playoffs, they could get caught. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see who gets out of the West because the thing about the West is like the West is a dog fight. So like the winner of the West could be really beat up. By the time they get to the finals, if the Celtics get through the East, it could be an easy time against Cleveland, and then Cleveland is at the end of the day they're Cleveland, right? They got the mighty Munchkins in the backcourt. Like small backcourts tend to have issues in the playoffs, so we'll see about that. Even though they have a very good defensive front court, but small backcourts at the end of the day, there's a strong history about that. But yeah, shout out Time to Shine, man. Oh man, this is stupid winning this game. Fam, the 4-game winning streak is tough. It is tough. Oh shit. Oh
What?
shit, man. Chat Menace. Chat Menace is in the building. Yeah, I feel like when LeBron shows up, it's like Debo showing up in Friday. It's just music
Alan,
starts
what do you
playing.
think? What do you think of Isaac Okoro? Like,
Wait, who?
Isaac Okoro.
Oh, the Cavs like small forward?
Yeah.
I think he's a one-way player, like solid defender. I don't think he gives you enough offensively, but like if you have him in a smaller role on a team, it makes sense. Because like for me, here's the thing: I think basically every player in the NBA has a role. It's just about what the role is. So for someone like Okoro, I don't think he can be anything better. Like he shouldn't be anything more than like a seventh or eighth man. Like he should be a part of your bench unit, but not one of the better players in the bench unit. I think yo, this man said if the Eagles lose the Super Bowl, you have to burn a jersey. Absolutely not, brother. Absolutely not.
How many jerseys do you have? Like, do you have a lot?
So three. I have 3 adult size jerseys and then a couple from my childhood that obviously don't fit anymore. So I have a
Do you
Brian
have any of
Dawkins.
them like signed or?
Oh no no no. So it's funny. I mean, most of my jerseys are old too. I haven't bought a Eagles jersey in a long time, but like I have a Brian Dawkins jersey, a Terrell Owens jersey, and a LaShawn McCoy jersey. And then from childhood, I had a Donovan McNabb jersey, and a Brian Westbrook jersey. Well, the Rockets took the lead. That's tough. I told my mom if the Chiefs win, I'll get a Patrick Mahomes jersey. Damn, this guy's getting jerseys of the ops.
Yeah, but they're leading right now.
Um,
Oh my god.
2:43 to
Oh,
go.
he's so lucky.
Quietly, we're keeping tabs on Celtics Rockets.
Oh,
But yeah, this is a 12-point game. 3 minutes to go. We're damn near gonna see garbage time, so that's tough for us. Cause bro, 4-game winning streak. Let me see. When is this gonna end? Who do we play next? Oh, we play the Wizards next.
yeah, you're winning that game.
Fuck, man. No. I feel like that Michael Scott meme of like, no, no.
Dylan Brooks again.
Sheesh, man. Shout out Mississauga. This was Saga. Feels like in the nighttime.
He has 36 points. My god.
Yo, we play the Wizards and the Bulls. We might get a 6-game winning streak, man. Yo, we need the trade deadline to rescue the tank. That's the angle. We actually desperately need that to happen too. Holy shit. Because we're definitely going to fall into like a 6-game winning streak. Playing the Clippers. God knows who's going to touch the court when we play them. But yo, people, my people, I think the tank might be dead. Unless the trade deadline restores it.
I mean, you can always harp during the lottery that you're gonna move up to like the fifth or sixth.
Yo, I'm praying to God we win the lottery now. That's the angle. I can't pray for losses. It's not going to happen because our schedule is so easy down the stretch. We played all the tough teams to start the year. Yo, we still have to play like the Nets and the Hornets like 2-3 times. We play the Wizards 2 more times, I think. No and one for Scotty Barnes. They'd call that on the floor, no continuation. And the entire Raptors side of the court is furious. Every bench player, the coach, Scotty Barnes, they are despondent. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I actually don't think that's a horrible. Oh, they called a jump ball? That's ridiculous. I thought they just called they called the foul on the court. Or like, yeah, like it was going to be a side out of bounds. I cannot believe they called that a jump ball. Jacoperto gets the bucket anyways, but damn.
Alan, do you remember Mario Hezonja?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a
Orlando
report
Magic, right?
somewhere that
What's
yeah,
that?
he's looking to go back to the NBA.
Where is he playing now?
I think Real Madrid.
Oh wow. I mean, that's one of the better places to be playing if you want to make the jump. Oh, actually, I have a question. Do any who are the like there's a league in Australia, right?
Yeah.
Who are some of the most prominent ex-NBA players to play in that league?
Well, what's his name? Montrezl Harrell right now.
Montrezl Harrell? Oh, wow.
Also,
Interesting.
Dele Derva.
Oh, okay, that makes sense though.
Yeah, and then what's his name? Who else? Like,
Montrezl Harrell is an interesting one, considering that he called Luca. I feel like, because I feel like what's it called? Didn't he call Luca a bitch ass white boy? Because I feel like there was like some short term thinking there about like potentially not considering the places across the world where you could play basketball after your NBA career is done. But yeah, I wonder if he's ever pulled that trash talk out in Australia. 141 to go. Scotty Barnes in the bonus. Or shooting free throw lines. Shooting free throw lines. Crazy. Shooting free throws while the Raptors are in the bonus. 130 to go. 10-point game. Scotty Barnes, a little bit more physical than I'd like. With DeJounte Murray going to the basket. Because I think an and one is one of the last things you want to give up. Pirtle to Scotty. Scotty to RJ gets the layup to fall. Come on, man. Why is New Orleans calling timeouts? Why? Why? Why do we need that? Cause like, what are you gonna do? Sub players out? Just let the game finish, man. Forgot I had to meet someone say NBA makes me forget things. That's tough. What happened? What happened in this game? I gotta check the score. Oh shit. Houston's up 2 points with 10 seconds to go. Oh man, the Pelicans are still trying to play basketball down 12 with 111 to go. When tanking is what they should be doing as well, by the way. Terrible. But for real, calling it at the last minute is like calling to end the third quarter. It's whack, bro. It's whack. Bruce Brown. Oh, Raptors were doing a great job of passing out of the press, but somehow Zion got his leg on it. 52 seconds to go. I mean, I guess this is decent practice of trying to close out a late game situation, but like, is it necessary the Pelicans had to do this to us? Pirtle misses. Shed picks up Trey Murphy pretty high up the court. McCollum crosses up Yak, hits a step back three, makes it a 9-point game. Oh, amazing passing out of the press. Ends in a Yaka Pirtle dunk. 27 seconds to go. Have the Pels ever gone to the Western Conference Finals? I don't. Not as the Pelicans for sure. As the Hornets, I'm not really sure when they moved to New Orleans, and I'm not sure if you would count the New Orleans Jazz, and I don't know their history. I don't think they made it as the Hornets or the Pelicans though. Maybe as the Jazz. For fuck's sake, Heat Magic OT. Man, they're gonna make you forget more things then, I guess. And this game is about to close out. Yo, please don't call a foul, man. Okay, at least they're just gonna call Pelicans ball. Man, Pelicans fighting tooth and nail to the last second. Zion gets a basket to fall, and they're pressing down down 9 with 5 seconds to go. What is this? What is this, man? Why are you wasting people's time? This is whack as fuck, man. This is really whack. I hate it here. But shout out to everybody that watched live. There's 9 people tapped in. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Is that Sam McDaddy taking a picture with Zion? That's the real nasty shit. That's disgusting stuff. Anyways, I will be back on Friday, people. I'm thinking on Thursday about doing another Fanspo and Chill stream. So we might do that on Thursday. But I'll see you guys on Friday for the next Raptors watch along. The next tank battle against the Bulls. Although maybe the Bulls might not be bad enough for it to count as a tank battle. We'll see though. But I'll see you guys on Friday, probably Thursday as well. Hopefully you guys are there. But yeah, you guys take care. I'm out.